What's going on, everybody? We're back with another video today, man. We're going to be doing a tier list on all the all-star cards that just came out today, except the Jackie Robinson, but Jackie Robinson's S tier. So the four tiers we have are S, A, B, and C, and no, just no, which basically means it's an F tier. Also, when I'm comparing these guys, I'm thinking that we're basically going to be playing on legend versus anything. So yeah, so let's get into it. First, we have his Luis. We have the stats right here. 125 contact, 81 contact is good, but 74 and 57 power are just like, he's probably just no. Just no. Card to me, honestly, not that good. Aaron Judge. Now, this one might create a lot of controversy because a lot of people probably like Aaron Judge. You think he's good. He's going to be great on All-Star and Hall of Fame, even with the 78 contact, but he's a B tier because with 78 contact, that's really bad to have it on legend. David has 3 pitches, a fastball, a curveball, and a splitter. So sorry, unless he throws weird, but even if he throws weird, probably doesn't really matter with only 3 pitches like that. So he's just a no, just no. Next, we have his Andrew Benintendi. Now, Andrew Benintendi's a little different, right? Because he's got really good contact. He doesn't hit that 80 mark, which is tough. He could be C tier. It could be C tier. You know what? Benintendi might actually be C tier. I just changed my mind. I just can't have him up there with Judge, but he could be a really nice card, and depending on his swing, he might hit better than what his power says. Paul, he's got a sinker, a cutter, a curveball, a circle change, and a fastball, which isn't bad. For 9, which isn't terrible. 94 stamina, it's a little low. Probably a B tier. The reason Paul's gonna be a B tier is he does have that sinker and cutter. Next up, we have his Bryce Harper. I'm gonna be honest, boys, I am biased. I love Bryce Harper. He's one of my favorite players in the MLB. Really high contact, 110, 100, 106 power versus righties and 82 power versus lefties. Pretty solid to me. I think that's S tier. I think Bryce Harper is one of the best all-star cards in the program for sure, so that's pretty solid. Now CJ, he does have 88 contact, which is a little bit low. Good power, good contact versus righties, 80 fielding, which isn't bad. He's just going to be able to play first base. I know he can play left and right field, but he has 36 speed. You're not going to see him out there. Probably A tier. I don't exactly think he's completely S, but maybe that'll change by the end. We'll see. As we look at Corbin Burns, 107 hits per 9, beautiful. 88 Ks per 9, pretty solid. 84 walks per 9, not that bad. Sinker, cutter, curveball, slider, circle change. The only thing is no fastball, which is a little upsetting, but it's not the end of the world. Probably an S tier. Depending on how he pitches, he could be an A tier, but right now I'm going to put him in S. Next card up, we have his Dansby Swanson. If we see good contact, really good power, 91 fielding, 83 speed, Dansby Swanson for me is S tier as well. Next up after him, we have Edwin Diaz, 115 hits per 9, 125 Ks per 9, really good. Only thing is he has 2 fastballs in the slider. I don't love the pitch selection. It's going to put him at an A for me. All right, so the next guy we have up on our list, as you can see right down there, is Jimenez. Good contact, 112, 98. Good power against righties. The power versus lefties is pretty tough. 92 speed, 91 fielding. So pretty good card. I'm gonna put him in C tier, but he possibly could be B tier. It's honestly really close. We'll see once we get to the end of it how I feel about this. Gregory Soto, again, 118 hits per 9, 111 Ks per 9, pretty solid. He's got the sinker, he's got a slider, a fastball. He has outlier on his sinker, so you know, once you get outlier on your sinker, yeah, you're probably S tier. Next up, we have JD Martinez. JD Martinez, absolutely beautiful, great contact, good power. Fielding at 77, the speed's a little low, of course, 40, because he's just a slower man. As a hitter, he's significantly better than Judge, but I would never play him in the out. More than likely, I would play Judge over JD Martinez anyways for the fielding. So I'm going to put him in B tier, but he's a significantly better hitter than Aaron Judge. Next up, we got Joe. He's got a sinker, curveball, circle change, 4-seam fastball, no outlier, 103 hits per 9. He kind of seems like he could be A tier. Now, also, I haven't played with any of these guys yet. So like, I might be like, oh, Joe's A tier. Next thing you know, Joe might not be able to get a single out. And I'm like, oh, Joe's not A tier whatsoever. And actually, I've changed my mind. He's in B tier. He's in B tier. Next up, Jorge Lopez, 120 hits per 9, outlier on his sinker as well. The man's an A tier. The man's an S tier. Man's an S tier for sure. Next up, Juan Soto, 77 contact versus lefties. That's really tough. 82 fielding, 55 speed. He's B tier. He's B tier. I don't know if I said when these guys are S tier, I'm also saying like just in their program compared to all their other players. But like Bryce Harper, there are better outfielders than him for sure. He might not be an S tier outfielder. He might be more A tier compared to who they're going up against. Pretty high up. A super balanced card. He's got 99 speed, 89 fielding, decent contact, at least against righties. It's not terrible. He's not great righty, but at least he has 90 contact versus the other guys. They had 70s. I'm going to put Julio Rodriguez in S tier, man. And maybe it's because I'm biased again. I love the guy. I love Julio. He's so exciting to watch. So maybe that's why, but that's just how I'm feeling. Next up, we have his Justin Verlander, 102 hits per 9, 102 stamina, 2 fastball, slider, circle change curveball. Anyways, 75 Ks per 9. He's not as good. Is he as good as Paul Blackburn, actually? Paul Blackburn is actually probably a better pitcher. I think Paul Blackburn's going to work his way into A. I mean, he's got better hits per 9. I'm going to have them both in A tier. I think Paul Blackburn should be in A tier just because of pitch selection. Pitch with him yet. That dude could easily get lit up, and he's down in B tier for sure. All right, next up, we got Alejandro Kirk. 117 contact, 95 contact. Honestly, not that bad. 90 and 81 power. Not horrible either. I was going to say not great, but not horrible. 85 fielding is 16 speed, bro. 16 speed? Nah. I'm feeling like he's a B tier. He's B tier. He's B tier. Great hitter. I get it. 16 speed? He might be A tier. This is really tough. I don't know yet. Next up, we have is Luis Castillo. He only has 4 pitches. I can tell you right now, he does have outlier on his sinker, though. He's going to go A tier, but he has 4 pitches, which could be really tough. Again, outlier on his sinker might be great. We're going to see. I'm going to put him in A tier, though. Next up, we got Manny Machado. Again, I'm going to be honest, boys. I'm super biased. Machado is my favorite player in the MLB right now. Contact versus, he has the power down versus righties, but he can get up to 80 and he's got max power. He's not S tier, but that's an A tier card. Manny Machado's an A tier card in my opinion. He's not S tier, but that's an A tier. Mr. Perez right here. He's got 98 hits per 9. Sinker cutter again. Fluff, man. I have to put him in A because of his pitches, man. Next up, Paul Goldschman. See, Paul Goldschman is significantly better than CJ Cron. Am I mistaken? If we look at CJ Cron, I mean, I know he's got 112 88, he has more power, but the higher, I guess he's not significantly better. They're actually pretty similar. I would say these two guys are honestly pretty similar, so I'm gonna put him in A tier. So honestly, here, take your pick. I think they're both very similar. But anyways, next up, we got Carlos Rodon. 4 pitches, no sinker and a cutter, and he's got 105 hits per 9. I don't like it. 4 pitches, nah, you're getting lit up. Okay, so now I feel comfortable putting these starting pitchers in A tier because when I look at Carlos versus like all the other guys, this dude has 4 pitches, no outlier on anything, and maybe he will be better. Anyways, next up, we got Sandy, 111 hits per 9. He's got sinker with outlier. Sandy seems like the S tier. Sandy and Corbin Burns seem like the best pitchers for sure, especially with this dude having outlier on a sinker. Yeah. All right, so next up we have a Shane. Shane, again, 4 pitches. Once again, lefty, 104 Ks per 9. He looks very similar. I hate it, but he looks very similar to Carlos. The 4, I'm just not a fan of it. And maybe he'll carve me up anyways, and it don't matter. The best starting pitcher, Shohei Otani. I'm just kidding. 91 hits per 9. Are you kidding me? That's not good. Contact versus both of these guys and no power, like you really can't be used. You're not even that much better than your current car. I'm not a fan of it, man. All right, I'll put him in B tier, but I'm not too happy about it. I'm really not. Tim Anderson, what do we got here? High contact. He doesn't really have that great power versus righties. He's got it versus lefties, the high contact though, but he's probably a B tier. Honestly, it's very similar to like this Jimenez card where one side of power is really good, the next power is not. So yeah, it's very similar to Jimenez. I would say they're not on the level of like Manny Machado, Goldschmidt, or CJ Cron. So yeah, I would actually agree. I actually am liking this list a little bit better as it's fixing itself out. Next up is Mr. Tony. Tony, 115 hits per 9, which is really high. Only 4 pitches though. I don't love that. I don't love those 4 pitches either. Even though it's the really high hits per 9, I'm feeling B tier. I'm actually feeling B tier with Justin Verlander. I'm moving him down. I'm all okay with that. Wilson Contreras, crack card. Looks really, really good. Significantly better than Kirk, in my opinion. I think that's significantly better than Kirk. I'm gonna put him in A tier. He could almost be an S tier, but I just don't see him as good as Julio Rodriguez or Dansby or Bryce Harper. I think this is a good list. I like these guys being at the top. I feel like these guys at the top deserve it. They seem like they just stand out. I think Paul Goldschmidt could possibly be up in S tier. He kind of standed out too, but him and CJ are so close. So, and Wilson's looked really good too. Machado a little low on the power. And then these pitchers. Yeah, so this is how I feel. Again, let me know in the comments how you feel. If you guys disagree, go ahead. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed that. I will see you guys tomorrow. I will be building whole all-star squad team hopefully for tomorrow. If not, at least my favorite players. And yeah, so I'll see you guys then. Peace.